Drive slow, homie. Drive slow, homie.
What's up, everybody? It's just a really quick video. Gonna do showing what I ended up doing yesterday on the Supra. So take a look. So as you can see, previously I went ahead and I cut this hatch here so I can easily get to the fuel pump. It's right here. And here you see I went ahead and I cut the hard line here. It was being a pain down at the flared nut, so I just went ahead and cut the hard line, and then I flared both ends of this hose, or both ends of this hard line here and here. So I got a flared tool from Lowe's, and then I used a couple of pressure clamps here on both ends, and then yeah, it's great. So now I can easily, just by undoing the three hoses, you know, here, here, and here, I can remove all of the equipment here on top of the pump real easily. And then later what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a seal here that I'll have, so I can seal off this access panel and have it look pretty much stock back here. And I'll probably even paint it to match. That way, don't have to deal with any type of air noises coming into the car. Something else that I just installed yesterday is this Megan rear brace. Looks really good, nice and solid. Rocks the whole car. Much noticeable difference in terms of corner rigidity. It seems like this car just corners a lot better with this bar installed, so that's great. And then as you can see, back seats, they're all gutted. I'm gonna sand it down so I can get it all looking nice. So what I'm gonna be doing in this area is I'm going to be installing a harness bar. It's the NRG titanium harness bar. It's a 47-inch harness bar, and that's going to go ahead and stiffen it up even more in there. It's 4-point bracing. It's not a cage, but similar to the same setup I have in the MR2, so it'll still look clean. And one more mod to show you. Hold on. I don't know how hot this hood is right now. It's about 90 degrees. It's going to be 106 today in Sacramento. Okay, so I replaced some of these hoses here. I replaced that pipe that came across previously here that ran parallel to the other hard pipe on the other side of the 3000 pipe here. So I just ran hoses all the way over to everything that it was going to. You see here I also have this front strut tower brace. It's pretty good. And then yesterday I also installed this replacement blow-off valve. This one is a Greddy Type S replica, similar to what I'm currently running on the MR2, and just slowly but surely replacing the piping as I go. Right now it has a tendency to breathe a lot of fire, or exhale a lot of fire, I guess would be the better term, due to the fact that I'm running the stock AFM, which is a pod filter. But soon I'm going to go to running a GM MAF translator. Throwback to my DSM days. I had one on my 2G, I loved it. Running the blow-through setup, there's just nothing like it. And then you can get rid of this restrictive accordion pipe, and you can either run a screen directly on the turbo, or you can just hook the filter directly up to the turbo. So that's coming. And then next I need to go in here and hook up the power steering again. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of the parts from the other Supra and get that leak fixed, and then put a hose on it, or rather put a belt on it. So I miss my power steering. Every day is arm day. And then down the road, I'm going to be deleting the ABS and cutting that weight. So a lot of stuff coming. Still need to deal with the fueling issue from the tank. Tank's almost empty now. So I expect to tackle that this weekend and finally get that sorted out so that everything can be fine on this car. Also, it was idling a little high. I had check engine light, I want to say 51, which had to do with the throttle position sensor being out of adjustment. So the proper way to do this is to loosen the Phillips head here and also on the bottom side, and then twist this so that it unclicks and that check engine light goes away. But what I actually did, because it's a pain, because in order to get to that, you either have to take off your throttle body or you have to take this other valve down here off, and I just really didn't want to do that. So what I did is I loosened the top Phillips, and then I just gave it a couple of taps on the throttle position sensor with a flat surface, and I was able to angle it down enough so that the check engine light went off and the idle dropped down to what it should be. Of course, you want to do this while you're jumping the timing jumpers on the diagnostic box over here. So I did that correctly. I set the idle to where it's supposed to be, and then I went ahead and tightened that top Phillips down. So now the car has a rock solid idle, and it's great. So that's just some updates on what's going on with the Supra. I also went to install an HID conversion, and that's a work in progress. So I'll give you guys more on that later. This hood is burning my hand because these struts don't work here. So I will catch you guys in a bit. It's just a little in the way of updates that are coming on the Supra, and stay tuned for more content. I will catch you guys in the next one, but until next time, GoPro everything. Peace.